Hi, my name is Marnie Winters. Thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel. The purpose of this channel is to give college and career information to viewers, and today's topic is on choosing a career. And choosing a career is very important, especially if you're about to return to college, because you want to make sure that you're going to end up in a career that you're going to be happy with in an industry that you like. And it's especially important if you're in the process of returning to college, because the career that you choose is going to impact the major that you declare at school, and also help make sure that you're at the right school, at a school that offers the major that you need to get into that career in the future. And choosing the right career is important. As I mentioned earlier, you want to make sure you're in an industry and the type of career that you're going to be most happy at. And staying at one employer for 30 or 40 years is a thing of the past. That's something that maybe your grandparents or your great-grandparents did, and it's not uncommon for adults now to have several employers throughout their career lifetime. That is a very common trend. It's something to be expected. You go to new employers, to places where you can grow and develop your career, and someplace that you'll be happy. So it's not being able to choose a career to get into one employer as much as it is to get into an industry that you like. If you end up in an industry that you don't like or that you're miserable in, it is going to be very hard to make it through to retirement, especially if you're at a young age, knowing that you've got decades in front of you, potentially, of time that you're going to be spent being in an industry that makes you really unhappy or miserable. That is entirely too long of a time period to be unhappy. You shouldn't be unhappy in a career at all, but you most certainly shouldn't be in an industry that's going to make you happy for such a long period of time. You've got to make sure that you're going to be able to get the skills that you need to get into a specific industry, to get into a career, to be able to get to the employers where you're going to be happy and have growth, grow in a career, grow yourself, and be able to do something that's productive and that you like and that you can say that you're proud of. Now, choosing a career, there are some factors that you'll want to take into consideration when choosing your career. There's 4 really good different areas to look at. The first area is to look at your interests. What is it that interests you? If you pick something that you're interested in now and something that has been a long-term interest for you and something that you believe you're going to be interested in for many years to come, that's definitely something to take into consideration. If you're interested in it, then there's going to be some happiness that you're getting out of that. If it caused you dissatisfaction and unhappiness, you likely wouldn't be interested in it at all. So sit down and make a list of the things that interest you, and then off those interests, what careers do you see? Google those interests or do an internet search to see what comes up career-wise when you Google those interests. For example, if you're interested in computer programming, say you've done that through when you were a child in middle school and heavier in high school, if you're interested in that, Google computer programming, Google computer-related careers, maybe like a software developer or a systems administrator or a database administrator. Google those related careers, see what comes up. There's some really good computer careers out there that have programming as one of the functions that they do in their job duties. And if you're interested in it now and interested in the future, you could have a very lucrative career in one of those areas. The second topic to take into consideration is your skills. What are you good at? If it's something that you're good at, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to get through college and also make the learning curve at a future employer a lot easier too. For example, if you are very skilled at writing, if you're a very good writer, then you may want to consider a job as an editor or a publisher or a journalist. Those all rely very heavily on good writing skills, and writing really is a skill. You need to be able to put together coherent sentences that are structurally correct. You need to be able to get out a good story with a proper introduction, a main body, and a conclusion. You need to be able to have good grammar and good spelling to be able to put together a very good article. So writing is a very good skill that you can have, and that you can also have some very good careers out of also. Take into consideration your hobbies. What is it that you like to do? If there's something that you like to do, you may be able to find a very good job at it in the future. For example, if you're good at drawing, you may be able to get a job in the future as an illustrator, or as a graphic novel artist, or as an artist, or any other kind of artistic related career, possibly as like an art teacher. There are good careers out there for people who can draw, or for people who are artistically talented. So that, taking into consideration what your hobbies are too, make a list of your hobbies. What is it that you like to do for fun? What do you like to engage in that relieves stress? If it's something that you're doing as a hobby, it's because you think it's fun. You're getting some enjoyment out of it. So if you're getting some enjoyment out of it now and can turn that into a career, you're going to get a lot of enjoyment as an adult by having that kind of career. And the last area to take a good hard look at is, what are your favorite subjects? And what subjects likewise is it that you avoid? If you really, really hate math, then don't be considering careers as an accountant or a financial planner or a banker or a loan officer or an actuary. Those all depend very heavily on math. You'll be using those on a daily basis. You'll need to know how to use different kinds of calculators, even mathematical computer software. So if you don't like math, avoid that. But if you do like subjects such as like sociology or psychology, that's good to know. You can turn that into careers as a social worker or a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Where is it that you do your best in? Where do you get the best grades? Where are you getting your A's and B's at when you go to class? And even high school students and people who haven't had much college experience yet can get on that. Think of the classes that you have had in high school. Think of the classes that you've had so far in college. Where is it that you've done the best? Where is it that you've gotten the most excitement? Where is it that the homework assignments and the tests have come the easiest for you? Those are the classes you'll want to gravitate towards. And the classes that you've struggled with the most in the past are going to be the ones that you want to stay away from. College really does have a lot to play with it in terms of picking a career, because if you are taking classes where you're constantly struggling and you have a hard time getting through those classes, it's going to make your risk go up for not completing college, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to have a college that's packed full of math and science classes. If you really hate math and science classes, you're going to come to hate them after a while. You'll get tired of feeling like you're constantly struggling. You're going to want to start, eventually you're going to feel like you need a break where you need to be taking some classes that you can do better in. And by taking those classes, if you're taking classes that you're doing really well in to begin with, then you're not going to feel like you're struggling. You're going to feel like you can't get enough of those classes, and you want to take more and more. And if you're doing really well and having successes, that's where you're going to have the quickest adjustment when you end up working in a career. So those are definitely the 4 areas to look at: interest, skills, hobbies, and where you do your best in classes. Once you've taken a look at each one of those 4 areas, jotted down notes, made some lists, you're probably going to see some common trends, see some arrows all pointing in the same few certain directions, and that's going to help it make it easier for you to choose a career in the long run. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.